9:02 a.m. public input. I have a few items here. One of them, I will ask if it's related to a specific item on our agenda, but we'll get to that one. First is Elaine Brown on student project-based learning.
Yes, I think that we've been given a gift I came to this board with working with students on project-based, probably over a year ago, and life has, taken in different directions. And, I think with the whole, and I've been doing research on the whole Kelseyville thing because my heart is there, and my heart is with the Pomo Indians also. So I'm in the middle. And I'd done my research yesterday, and I thought that it had already been placed in the California Advisory Board that makes name changes, because I was told by whom I was talking to that we had this issue with Squaw Valley and Fresno area. And then it goes to that level, and then it goes on to the state level, onto the federal level. But maybe that's not the case, I've been told today, because I was told you couldn't vote on such an issue. So, in that processing, I thought, what a perfect thing to have students from both the Pomo tribes and the people of Kelseyville, the students there, get together. And at this point, I thought it was out of the hands of the voters, and I was trying to save the $250,000 for that election. But I know youth pretty well. And in gang research, if they put rival gang members together, they come out friends. And I thought it was out of the hands of voters at this point from yesterday. And so I thought, if they would put the two students together, because the only people that they said that really have an influence at the state level and the federal level are our youth. Because again, they're dealing with this issue tomorrow. And we have a rare opportunity as getting the youth together and working on a project together, and really educating what happened in that situation. And I can tell you, again, I thought it was out of the hands of voters at this point, that you would get kids together, and knowing the hearts of children, they would change the name. I know that. And because that's just the way the hearts of youth are, so that's why they probably have influence over those kinds of boards. But the gift of this could be, all the money that I hate seeing that possibly business owners will have to spend for signage change and the whole 9 yards. That's a lot of money. And I would really, the Pomo people, we're in the United States of America, and you were gifted with that ability to have casinos. And casinos do have the vices of smoking, drinking, and gambling. And those are vices. And you make money off of that. So when we point fingers at others, we often point fingers at ourselves. And I greatly appreciate the casinos when I'm camping, so to say, and I need to use the restroom in the middle of the night. I can be assured to go there and be welcomed in and use a restroom on a floor that's clean enough to eat on. And I really appreciate that of the Pomo Indians. And in my time since 2021 being in this community, I cannot recall one time that a Pomo Indian has ever been unkind to me. So with that being said, it would be really nice if we got the youth together, since they have the influence and they carry on whatever happens in that community. Get them together, educate them, do a project together, maybe create a community garden in Kelseyville, maybe a park that is really nice, and invest in that, and have a playground, and do things, and create art projects and art things in that. And I think you would do a great service to all of us and to the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, we have Peter Windrum, November election ballot regarding change of Kelseyville name change.
Thank you, members of the board. My name is Peter Windrum. I'm a resident of Kelseyville. I respectfully ask that you rescind your decision to place on the November ballot the name of Kelseyville to Canocti, and here's why. As I see it, your first duty as supervisors, your very first duty, is to resolve conflicts in your communities. Resolve conflicts. Sadly, the ballot measure will likely increase the conflict between the proponents and opponents of the change and cause irreparable damage, especially, and this is the worst part of it, between the native and non-native communities. There are two Kelseyvilles. The first Kelseyville is, for many, a constant reminder of Andrew Kelsey and the horrible atrocities he and his partner, Charles Stone, perpetrated against local natives, and for which they were executed by their victims in 1849. The second Kelseyville is, for others, a friendly country town that sponsors festivals, street dances, shops, churches, first-rate schools, and more. They treat the history of Andrew Kelsey as an unfortunate part of their heritage that must not be forgotten. Their motto is, keep the name and tell the story. I recommend that you retain the services of a professional mediator to work with the parties. Basic questions such as these would be addressed. For those of you who wish to retain the name of Kelseyville, what do you offer to assuage the pain felt by the ancestors of those tortured by Andrew Kelsey and Charles Stone? In contrast, for those who wish to change the name of Kelseyville, what do you offer to offset the losses that will be suffered by those who have worked for decades to make Kelseyville a friendly country town? Another question, if the name is changed, should it be to Canocti, or should it be to some other name such as Big Valley? What other, a mediator will ask, what other steps can be taken to bring the native and non-native communities together to address the deeply felt needs of both? The ballot measure addresses none of these questions and instead creates winners and losers. Winners and losers. The result will fuel fires of resentment, especially between the native and non-native communities.
Please finish your comment.
Thank you. I have 30 seconds more.
No, let's do 5 seconds. Just finish off your...
The result will be long-lasting. I ask that you be peacemakers, not dividers. That election divides people. They have to make choices they don't want to make.
Thank you.
Rescind that decision. Please do it now.
Thank you for your comment. Next, I have Paul Marchand. Sorry, I had to say that in French. I just can't help myself. It says trail development, equestrian use. This is not related to the appeal that we have on today's agenda?
No, not.
Okay.
It simply is a enthusiastic endorsement of increasing the amount of trail development. It's touched on, and I have the agenda item, or not the agenda, the issues item from the planning department that talks about that. And there's a brief sort of, we need to improve access, we need to allow public land use for more outdoor activities. And I would just encourage the board to continue down that vein in their decisions about planning and development of trails and the historic development of trails in Lake County for multi-use, including horses, which I represent, but also for other hikers and other people involved in the outdoors in Lake County. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there any other public comment? Please come on up.
Good morning, Board. I have a quick staff update for you for the Clear Lake Integrated Science Symposium that is happening this week, the Thursday 15th and Friday the 16th. We are all sold out of regular attendance in person. I got 250 for each day, so we're really excited about that. Unfortunately, that means that some people will not be able to attend, so I wanted to make sure that you, the board, was aware, as well as the public, that we do have live streaming options. We will be going on PEG TV, hopefully, if it works, and also the YouTube, the County of Lake YouTube channel. And then because this event is in 2 locations, we will have a Zoom webinar open for the second location, which is in Habimatal Meeting, Upper Lake Meeting Hall. So those access links are all available on our website. If you go to the County of Lake Water Resource Department webpage, there's a tab that says Clear Lake Integrated Science Symposium. Click on that, and it's the first. You don't even have to scroll down. All the links for live streaming and remote access are at the top of the page. So I just want to make sure that was aware to the board and to the public, so we can have remote access for this event that hasn't happened in 25 years. And thank you so much for your support again, and hope to see you there.
Outstanding on the ticket sales. Well, they're free, but still ticket sales.
There is still space at the movie that's happening on Friday here at Soper Reese Theater. I will put a flyer out on the table out here if anybody wants to know about that, but there's still some seats available there. And concessions will be sold to benefit Soper Reese.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Checking on Zoom. I have no hands up and nobody. Please come on up. Please come on up.
Good morning.
No, please wait till you're at the microphone before we start.
Thank you for being here. My name is Frances Ford. I live in that town of Kelseyville. And I'm here to ask you to rescind the ballot. And I came here to embarrass you, but I don't want to do that or embarrass myself. But you sit on a lot of committees. You're paid to sit on a lot of committees. You sit on a lot of functioning, what do I want to say, some of the different agencies, and I find it kind of I'm embarrassed because I don't know all your agencies you sit on, but the consensus ought to be already understood how your constituents would vote with or against the change of the name of Kelseyville. That was a great idea to bring a mediator on board. You know, that would probably cost a lot less. And we paid a lot of money for this visioning that came out. And you guys were all in those pictures and you're all understanding what needs to be done in Lake County. So the money's to be spent again. I don't see a reason for it. I just don't see the reason. That's not what the BGN is asking of us. You've been in a lot of these meetings. So I hope you rethink and rescind and rehabilitate Kelseyville. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your comment. Any further public comments? All right, we will move on.